Yo, what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Well, yo, what's up, man? Welcome to Podcases, episode 18, the after party. Yo, you here with the originators of opinionated facts. Yo, you got your man Fifth.
Your boy CY.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, bro?
Man, nothing, man. You know, we in the building, bro. Just getting back used to doing it the way we do it, my man. How you feeling, dog?
Hey, it was a different scene last Sunday at 7 o'clock, right?
Yo, bro, indeed it was. Indeed it was, man. I gotta say, bro, that was some of the best fun I've had. God knows when, bro. Just keep it
Oh
real. I
man.
mean, it was salute to everybody at the Hive, man. Salute to everybody that came out and fuck with the cases, bro. It was. I never forget it, bro. It was outstanding, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, we had a ball, man. We really had a good time, bro. We had a great time doing that, man. Enjoyed it. Can't wait to do another one.
Yeah, I mean a little break between doing those, man. God damn. I mean, just the whole aspect of doing that for the very first time and and just the people that came out and then actually know who the fuck the cases were. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, man.
And the people that didn't know who we were, they were super supportive of the whole deal. And god damn it, it was a scene to be had, my man. And god it was, what can I say, dog? The cases did something that I've never seen anybody do, was have a to do some shit like that in the club, dog. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
it,
So salute.
it it's yo, man. It was wild, man. And shout out to my fraternity brothers, Keeman Washington, Donzel Newkirk, great men of Kappa Alpha Psi, for inviting the cases out, man. Um, it was awesome, man. Kid Capri tore it down. It's like he always, like he always does.
Mhm.
So did the DJ before him. I think it was Rico. I can't remember his last name. He was out of DC, man. Great set. And Nito Band was just
Shit.
amazing, man. Yo, I've
Shit.
been somewhat of a fan, but they now have another fan who will follow those guys. I know that they do a lot of stuff in Raleigh, North Carolina area, man. If you hadn't got a chance to get out and hear those guys, you need to, man, because first of all, they playing all the stuff everybody likes, and then they
Yeah.
singing it, and some of it is sounding better than the original artist, bro.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
man. Yo, what can I say, bro? Like how you said, the way you ran it down was just official, man. The Needle Band, they started off this joint right. Um, it was incredible, man. You know what I'm saying? The whole atmosphere of what happened last week to me, um, just brought it all home why we do this. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
just the camaraderie and everybody. And the thing about it is, and I got to be honest with you, I was a little apprehensive about doing it initially, and we talked about it going leading up to that week, and we sat in the parking lot before the whole deal started, and we were talking, and we said to each other, we were like, "Damn, where we to being in the parking lot about to go live and do this joint right here from where we started, all that." I never was nervous before, but I
Right.
was nervous. I had a little nervous energy last week. I don't know if you
Like,
saw that. I was sweating a little.
the shots of tequila kind of
Yeah, the
kind of
shots, the
let me
shot.
on.
Yeah, the shots got us right, bro. And the love that was permeating through the whole joint, man, for the cases and just the whole atmosphere of what we experienced last week kind of brings it home full circle why we do this every Sunday and rock out and say some of the shit we say because people appreciate it and they fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? So
Man, all
so
day.
shout out to everybody. And the way Kid Capri closed that shit out was absolutely fucking amazing, dog. He killed it, man.
It's two DJs, man. If they're around, I want to see them. Kid Capri is one. DJ SNS is another. If
Mhm.
they are anywhere in the area, I literally want to go hear that set, man, because you won't sit down, bro. It's like stuff you don't. It's like when they play it, it just sounds different. It don't sound like that when I play it in the car, but when they play it,
It's an art. It's an art to DJing, right? The way
Right.
it's just an art to it. And Kid Capri. I got to be honest. That's the first time ever hearing him play live, bro. Have ever heard him
Really?
at a party. It is, man. And by far, I was not
Boy.
disappointed. It was incredible, bro. Dude
Yeah.
was crazy.
Oh
Dude was
yeah.
great, man. I spoke to the DJ Brett before him prior to
Right.
him coming on, man, and he showed us love and everything like that. Needle Band guy, I spoke to a couple of those guys that showed us love.
Hmm.
Everybody that came out, that some people that we knew came out to support us, and people that we didn't know. Like I said, man, it was all love, bro, and it was something that I never forget. I was on a I was on an adrenaline high for
Right.
like 2 days, and I finally crashed. You know what I'm saying? And I'm finally getting back together. But to say I was in awe would be an understatement, man. I
Yeah,
I
man.
didn't know what to expect, and God damn it, I'm glad I didn't, because it was more than I ever expected. And it was incredible, bro.
And
Shout
just
out.
and a little bit of background on that event, man. It's so dope, man. It's like it's a dope single event. It's a dope couple event. They had some awesome vendors out there, man. They had food trucks. They had the icy truck. They had cigars. T-shirts, and it's just like it's a real smooth vibe, man. The way you can move around, you can go from the patio to inside. Inside is not so loud. You can't have a conversation. It's just a real nice vibe, man. I feel like we fit in that thing real good, man. That was just a awesome look, all the way around. To be honest with you.
God damn it, right? It was, bro. And like I said, I can't wait to do it again or any other place we rock at, bro. Um, it was a scene to be had, and
Right,
salute to you, my brother, for putting all that together, doing everything that you do with that, man. Um, it was great, bro. What can I say? You know what I'm saying?
right.
And and uh and we had a little lot to drink.
I was on the water hard.
We had a little lot to drink, and it was fun, man. It was goddamn, it was fun. Sunday was incredible, man.
But back up.
Mhm.
Bro, I don't know what the hell we were thinking Saturday night, man. We thought we were in college and we wanted to go to Waffle House. Man, we was at Waffle House to 5:30, man. Like what
Mm.
were we thinking about, bro? Like,
Man, let me tell you something. If we would have set a camera up in that Waffle House, that was a show all in of itself. It was
yeah,
entertaining. Um,
it was, man.
Let me tell you, shout out to those people that work in Waffle House. I mean, we witnessed about 3 fights in
Four.
Waffle. 4 fights in Waffle House.
Same waitress.
Same waitress. That waitress was not bullshitting.
She
And
got four altercations.
she got into 4 little altercations, and it was a non-racial thing. She fucked with everybody from the Indians to white, black, whatever. She fought
She give
everybody.
up.
She didn't give a fuck. She
Nah,
gave
man.
0 fucks, man. And that Waffle House was off the fucking chain, dog. You know what
Yo,
I'm saying?
if y'all haven't been to Waffle House post COVID, do yourself a favor and go. Go to Waffle House, but go after midnight. You might not get out of there for 3 or 4 hours, but go to
Yo,
Waffle House. Though.
it took us damn near 2 hours to get our food, but it was worth it. The atmosphere was outstanding. Waffle House has something that I see a lot of stuff people put on social media about Waffle House, and you see all those fights and all that. And sometimes I'm like, that's just kind of got to be staged. But no way,
Nah,
brother. No fucking way. Waffle House
nah.
is entertainment personified, my brother.
Oh, definitely. Wow.
we had a grand old time at the Waffle House in Raleigh. What street was that on? Was that Hillsborough?
Hillsborough Street. Yeah,
Hillsborough Street, Waffle
yeah.
House, man. Salute to y'all. That waitress, I had to leave her an exceptional tip because number one, I was scared. Number two, I I enjoyed her service, man. But it was out fucking standing. We didn't leave that motherfucker till like 5:30 that morning.
Yeah, it's about 5:30.
It was
Yeah,
about 5:30. You know what I'm saying? And we was in there for like 5 hours, man.
yeah.
So it was we had a great time in Waffle House, man. The whole weekend was bananas, man. It was
It
out fucking
was.
standing, man. So I can't wait. what's coming next is going to be bananas. But again, the road to homecoming continues, Jack.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, man. That's the
So
that's the that's the warm up.
that's the warm up, Jack. When
That's
you get to
the
homecoming, it's gonna be fucking bananas, my man. The
oh
cases
man.
the case is gonna be in rare form. What you see here is what you're gonna get out there, and people can attest to that last week. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's
So how was your
perfect.
weekend, man?
Oh man, it was good, man. Good
Mhm.
weekend, relaxing. Ain't do much, man. Just kind of doing my thing, man. Just trying to relax, man. Balance this thing out. Work, kids, personal life. Um, all just trying to put it all in one ball, man. You know how it is. How about you?
Man, it's all good, man. I spent most of the week kind of recovering, kind of getting
Yeah.
myself back in order. I really didn't recover until approximately Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, whatever. Wednesday morning, I kind of felt like myself again,
Right.
because from the traveling and stuff like that, doing that, it was electric to me. Um, but once we got up there and did our thing, every little butterfly that I thought I had was gone immediately, and
Right.
um,
Right.
and thanks to everybody at the whole Hive situation, bro. Thank you guys, man. I really, 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 really thank you, and I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? It was
Yeah.
out fucking standing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'll be honest, man. I was nervous as hell. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. I know you was.
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah.
we kept we kept that tequila in the parking lot though, dog.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah,
We did.
we had a good time, man, and that tequila did kind of unnerve no unnerve both of us, man. But just getting up there and doing that as a duo, man, as a podcases was was something I never thought we'd be able to do,
Nah.
and to do that within less than 6 months of us rocking it was a blessing, my man. And
Right.
I took whatever came out of it as a blessing, and it came out much better than I thought it would have.
Oh
And
yeah. Oh yeah.
we off and running from this point on, my brother.
Yeah, man. We
And thanks to
sprinting, bro.
thanks to everybody who fuck with us every week. Thanks to everybody who fuck with us on YouTube. Thanks to everybody who fuck with us on Spotify, iHeart Radio, Pandora, wherever you listen to the podcasts at, man. Yo, salute to you. Thank you for coming on and say, yo, we listen to you guys, and that makes us do it every week. That's all good, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
tell somebody else about it, man. If you listen, tell somebody, man. Check Shawn and Chris out one Sunday night. Or
yeah. Check us out, man.
any day of the week. Go to Apple, go to Spotify, YouTube. Check us out, man. We have some pretty good experiences, man. That most people can relate to, man. And we just like to have a good time and talk about it, man. Like, you
And,
know.
and, and it's funny when that comes about, when you tell people to listen or something like that, and they come back and tell you that they listen. And it's funny how they come back and tell you things that you have said a few weeks ago, or a month ago, or 2 months ago, and you're like, "Damn, okay, I forgot about that." You know what I'm saying? But they let you know what you said.
Yeah. Nobody forgets anything that you said.
They don't forget shit you say, bro. And I
Nah.
always say like this right here: I stand by what the fuck I say. Um, I mean what I say, and I say what I mean, and it's truly from the heart. So I guess it is what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying, brother?
Yo, I feel you, man.
Hmm. So we took a couple of weeks. We took a week off, so to speak, from doing this live on YouTube and everything like that. But it was something that was really going on the past couple of weeks that's really got my attention, and I thought that it
Okay.
was it's kind of funny. It's more than funny. The way black people do things. It can be the simplest thing, but we can turn it into a phenomenon. Everything from hip hop to sneakers to clothing, whatever. But we took the idea of stacking some crates and turned this into a global phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen I've seen everybody from Bootsy, which is my guy. Bootsy is my guy. Bootsy for president. But the whole crate challenge, to me, I've seen some massive fails, uh people getting crushed on that shit. But I think it's hilarious, and part of me wants to do the shit, and part of me
Let me record it. Let me record it.
well, I was about to say I will do it. I have to do this because I have to take part in niggerish shit. I just have to take part in it. And
I'll drive to Atlanta to record this.
yo, whatever you have to do. But I think for real talk, I think the crate challenge is funny as hell because you know how it's going to end, but everybody still do it. From girls to men, everyone's trying it, and everybody is busting. And the falls have been catastrophe, man. All the falls have been.
Has anybody listening done the crate challenge yet? Anybody? Has anybody listening or want to do the crate challenge? Because I drive to Atlanta to see Shawn do the crate challenge.
Would you do that, bro?
Yeah, I drive. Oh man.
I mean, would you do the crate challenge?
No. Hell no. Oh, man.
Why not?
You see, they people fall directly on their face or neck. Like, it'll be like, you ain't scraping your fucking elbow. Like, people falling dead on their head. Like, nah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that.
I want to try that so bad, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm going to try that shit. And I'm going to see how it works out, man. Yo, if you want to record me, man. But I'm like, yo, fuck it. I want to try that shit. Because I know what people are doing wrong.
What they doing
wrong?
I'm
saying? I'm not going to tell you, but I know what they're doing wrong.
What they doing wrong, yo?
You don't want to let motherfuckers record them. That's the first thing you're doing wrong. You let a motherfucker record you. No, man. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I want to do it. I think it's funny as hell. And every time I go on Instagram or whatever, I see a new person doing it. And it all ends the exact same way. You're killing
on their face.
On their goddamn face and neck and back or whatever. And all the falls look so hard, man. So I'm like, yo, salute to them guys. Keep doing that shit. That's funny to me.
And you're going to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, I really do want to try it, bro. I really want. That's like me want to jump out of an airplane. That's on my bucket list. I do want to jump out of an airplane. You know what I'm saying? Like I look like and a guy Felix, I forget his last name. He did the whole thing when he jumped from like 100 and some thousand feet or between 72 and 100 and some thousand feet in the air. He was so high in the air that he literally you could see the curvature of the earth. That's how high he was. And this was about 3 years ago. And he jumped from out this thing, and it took him 4 minutes to get back to earth. But during the time, listen, it took him literally 4 minutes. But during that time, he at the height of his speed as he free fell, he broke the sound barrier, and he was doing upwards of 700 miles an hour. The guy named Felix.
How was he breathing, yo? If you're doing 700,
he had on a whole pressurized suit. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at this. Anybody who's seen this, he was so high up, you could see the curvature of the earth. That's how he was that high. He was damn near on the edge of space, and he jumped out of that damn capsule he was in, and the free fall was 4 minutes long, and he actually broke sound. He broke the sound barrier, and that's how fast.
What do you mean when you say broke sound? What you mean by that?
Like the sound barrier, I think it's about 600 miles an hour, if I'm not mistaken. I think the sound, the speed is 100 miles an hour, right? So sometimes you see jets and stuff take off, you hear this thing like boom. You hear like a boom or something like that, means they break the sound barrier. And if you watch the video, if you listen to the audible, you can hear like a boom because Felix actually broke the sound barrier when he fell back to earth. He doing one point was he was in a spin, he was in a death spiral, but he got himself out of that. And he came back to earth on his feet with parachutes and all that, but he came back on his feet. But at the height of his speed back free falling, he was doing like upwards of 700 miles an hour in a pressurized suit, of course, man. But yo, he's a daredevil guy from, I forget where he's from, but this was like 3 or 4 years ago. And the guy, I mean, that that motherfucker was a beast, man. He
like Evel Knievel kind of.
No. This Felix guy, he's a Evel Knievel. No, that shit Evel Knievel. No. This guy Felix jumped from space. No, man. That shit Evel Knievel. I could do that shit Evel Knievel did. That shit this guy Felix did. No, man. No. Anybody who's seen this, chime in. Anybody who's seen this guy Felix jump from the edge of space. And when you watch that video, here's something very, very important I want to tell people. You do see the curvature of the earth. So all you flat earth motherfuckers out there who think the earth is flat, chill with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Chill with that shit. Because there's some people out there who think the earth is flat. But Felix, you know, like I said, that's that daredevil type shit. I enjoy. I like doing shit like that. That's some shit I really want to do. I'm afraid of heights, but I really want to jump from an airplane. Not up there where Felix was, but I definitely want to jump from an airplane. You know what I'm saying? That's on my bucket list, you know?
Hey, man.
I'm serious, man. So I saw something the other day. I know you don't want to talk about this shit, but I had to talk about it because I'm fascinated by this guy.
Oh, shit. Go ahead.
I had to say this though, man. You know, O.J. Simpson, right? He put out a statement the other day that he's afraid to go back to Los Angeles.
He ought to be.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the reason why. He's afraid because he's afraid of the killer still out there. And the killer, what? No,
go ahead.
He's literally afraid the killer will eventually try to get him. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
But see, I have to say this. I know we talked about this before some weeks ago, whatever. I have to say this. When somebody like O.J. Simpson, the way he talks and the way he moves and stuff like that, especially when he talks about the killer and the whole situation, part of you have to believe like, damn, maybe he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if he still, you got away with some shit and you won't go away, part of me makes believe like, yo, he maybe didn't do this shit.
Or maybe he just wants some attention.
He don't need attention. You know, wherever he goes, he's going to always have attention because he's O.J. Simpson, and people always have this preconceived notion about who he was and what he did. But
he probably wants more attention.
No, man, he don't need no more attention, man. And I always thought like, yo, he has come full circle to a point where like, damn, it's been long enough, and people maybe need to give it a different look and say, well, you know, no one really knows but God whether he did it or not, or whether who all did it. No one really knows but God. And the way he moves kind of gives me pause to say maybe you have to take a step back and say, well, I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? And that just, if you outside of everything, everybody always got conjectures or whatever. Okay, but if you take a step back and look at his actions alone, you may go, damn, maybe he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way he moves, man. That's just the way I look at it, man. You know, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. But I always give it a second look. You know what I'm saying? I don't always go diving straight in and say, you know, whatever. I give it a
OJ
second look.
did it. Okay, I mean, maybe he didn't. Who knows?
Maybe,
but I mean, it's not, you know. And I tell clients this all the time. If you should get fortunate enough to beat a charge, particularly something as heinous as murder, you do need to leave the area. You need to leave the state, and you don't go back there. You don't, because you're gonna be scrutinized extra heavy. Just like, you know, it was never a good idea for OJ to be in Vegas. It was too close to LA. You see what I'm saying? When he beat that charge, he should have came to Florida and relaxed, where the rest of people in witness protection and mafioso and all those people are. He went back to Vegas, which was too close, which is why he got that time for telling that dude to lock that door. And wasn't nobody leaving that room. Anybody? What'd he say? Ain't nobody going no fucking where.
Hey man, OJ one of them goddamn cleats, man. And there was nobody was gonna leave until them cleats came. So OJ one of them cleats, man.
So I do agree with him with that. However, I don't think the killer. I mean, how many years ago has that been now? 15?
90? No, man. Oh, 94, man. No, that's been like almost 30 years ago.
Oh yeah. So yeah, man, the killer. Like 25 years ago. How old is OJ?
70. He's born in 47.
Yeah, the killer's about OJ's age, approximately. The killer and OJ are probably the same age.
I don't know. I honestly think like the more I look at it, and I do spend time of it going back every now and then, looking at the case and all that, because I'm extremely fascinated by cold cases like the John Bonet Ramsey, stuff like that, stuff that's not been solved, like JFK, you know, things like that. Even though the Warren Commission said one thing and the public says another, like cold cases like that always fascinated me because no one really knows for sure. Maybe it's just because people put a hoax on it and say this is not right or whatever, what may drives the public. But I think the unknown is always fascinating to me, and always try to like just to dive deep into it and say, man, maybe one day maybe we will know for sure. Maybe we will.
What about like Biggie and Tupac?
That doesn't
Uh,
fascinate
those,
me.
those, those are cold cases.
That's fascinating.
Why
That is,
not?
because there's no mystique around that to me, right?
What you mean
Because
I'm gonna stick around? They would like to do it. I mean, think about it, man. Biggie and Tupac.
okay, think about it. Do you really think there's anybody? Do you think? Okay, here's the difference to me with the O.J. Simpson thing and the John Benet Ramsey thing. Those two cases alone, I think no more than three people know what truly happened. Each one of those, I think no more than three people each case knows what truly happened. For
Okay.
example, with the Biggie and Tupac deal, I think there's just so many people that knows and they live by that code, like I ain't snitching, I ain't telling or whatever. And there's always been rumblings about who did what. So there's
Okay.
really no mystique to it as to what really happened with that. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think it's always been a lot to say about Tupac, and there's someone always the guy that they assumed did it or said he did it. He's dead now, and the guy and people that killed Biggie, that there's always been some stuff about who did it. There's rumblings about they can finger the guy who did it. So, but there's never been
But they
arrested.
still cold because nobody been arrested or anything.
But yeah, no one's been arrested merely off the fact that no one wants to snitch, so to speak. The information is out there, and the cops have a path to find that information, but the path they run into with getting information, there's a brick wall because no one wants to snitch. You know what I'm saying? They know who did it, but they can't get the evidence compounded enough to arrest the person or get an indictment against them because the streets don't at that level. The streets don't really snitch like that. They just don't. Like little petty crimes and shit like that. Whatever. Yeah, you may get some informants and all that, but when you get to a certain level, people rarely snitch. It's hard
Okay.
to get an indictment at certain levels unless you're coming down on them. But if you're just coming looking for information, you're not going to get that information from at a higher level. You know what I'm saying? That's why it took so long to infiltrate the mob. The only reason John Gotti went down was because they came after Sammy the Bull, and Sammy the Bull brought those guys down. You see what I'm telling you? It's just
Mhm.
just the level at with you go to get that information, and you try to. That's why those RICO charges came about. You know what I'm saying? Because they were like, "Oh, we can't get this motherfucker. We get the people around them, and maybe they'll tell." You know what I'm saying? But it's just so hard to get an indictment against people or get them to snitch at a certain level when you at a you know what I'm saying? Those cases like those John Bonet and O.J. Simpson cases, those cases to me are fascinating as fuck to me because no one really knows. There's a lot of conjecture, but no one really knows. That's just my point. You know?
Well, you got a point. You got a point. I guess the killer, depending on if he had any help, may know about OJ. I'm not. I know about a little bit about the John Benet Ramsey, not enough to really talk about it. So we won't
Right.
discuss
Yo,
that
I'm
one.
saying
But
it's just
yeah,
like
OJ
cases
cases.
like
But
that. Yeah,
yeah,
it's just weird to me, man. That shit like this is fascinating me to me. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So yo, man, you got vaccinated, right?
Yeah, 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 man. I'm waiting on my booster.
So that's what I want to ask you. So now that people got, I guess mostly everyone the two shots. So now they're needing a booster shot now.
Yeah, yeah,
Why the booster?
bro. You support Fauci like nobody I ever seen. You asking me why the booster? You 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 are like you like a Liam or Fauci, bro. Ask him. I don't know. They just say get the booster.
Oh man.
I get a headache. I take Tylenol. I don't know what's in Tylenol. The only thing I know is it makes my head stop hurting. You know what I'm saying? I get a cold. I usually take Alka-Seltzer cold. I can't sleep at night. I take Tylenol PM. They
Okay.
say they say this COVID should kill you. Get the vaccination. I take the vaccination. That's what I do, bro. I don't go in looking at all of this, that, and the third, man. I don't want to die from something that might make me stop breathing and make me feel like I'm drowning. I don't even like having a stuffed up nose.
I,
So
I get that. I get that. And I know. And the funny thing about it is the pushback from taking the vaccine comes from not only black folks, which we are naturally skeptical of things that the government gives us. I understand that, but the pushback also comes from white America, and I understand why Black America is like, yo, I don't want to fuck with that shit. I don't trust them, whatever. But here's the caveat why I said Black America should take the shit or should be more open to it. because if white people are taking it, then you know what I'm saying? It's not like something that's just for the black community. White motherfuckers are taking it too. You know what I'm saying? So that should just level the playing field out. They're not gonna be two different vaccines, I think. Everyone's taking the same vaccine. And folks, and I guess the main caveat to why it wasn't FDA approved. But now this past week we learned that it is been approved by the FDA. So what's going to be everyone's reason for not taking it now? Because the numbers are steady climbing, bro. And at this rate, they're gonna cancel Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like they did there's a biker rally in Sturgis, South Dakota. I think South Dakota every year. It's a huge biker rally.
Mhm.
And now that this was a couple of weeks ago, now that the numbers, everyone's returning home or whatever, they realized that Sturgis bike rally that they did in South Dakota or wherever that was categorized as a super massive spreading event. The numbers from that event alone have been massive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they're bringing it back to all parts of the U.S. where it's going, and the numbers are starting to go up every week. Like some of the numbers are just like we were this time last year, in the midst of it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So where do we go from this point? Is it something we're going to have to live with, or just what? That's what it's going to be like the flu. What happened to the flu? You know what I'm saying? It's like I think everyone's scared of it. I don't know what's going on with it.
So what's Fauci saying?
Just what you said, like getting a damn booster shot, dog. I mean,
yeah, like I think the difference from this time last year and now is kind of like shit. If you ain't vaccinated, you're on your own. If you are vaccinated, you're on your own. Just depends. It's like, yo, wear your mask. I don't think I don't think we'll see another major shutdown like we did, in March, April of 2020. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be more of a look. Let's protect ourselves the best we can. Wash your hands, wear your mask, get your vaccinations, and for those who don't want to, may the odds be forever in your favor.
I don't know.
That's
Like
kind of where
I said,
we're going.
I don't know because like I said, I listen to Dr. Fauci and those guys like that. I do. I fuck with Fauci.
You do. That's your guy.
That's my guy. I fuck with Fauci because I think anybody. I mean, that's his job. You're right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think the government bats 1,000 by telling me the truth. I truly don't. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that always folds into public health. You know what I'm saying? I think that some things they do, they have to hide from everybody. You can't. The government can't tell you everything. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I agree with that. But I'm gonna dive into a conspiracy theory again. So I'm looking at something here. Now, here's my question. With the way this vaccine is going, right? President is clearly pushing it, right?
Yes.
Even doing some things that I would consider unconstitutional. Which no, we'll see the blowback on this later. Like there you still have constitutional rights, pandemic or not. So, let me ask you, do you think the FDA really went through the normal approval of this vaccine, or was it just a stamp? Because there is no way on God's green earth that the FDA director, his name is Stephen Hahn, he could have not let this thing get approved. It's no way. There's no way. We're pushing people to get this vaccine. If he comes back and he doesn't approve this vaccine, what do you think happens?
Well, here's
he couldn't.
Well, you're right about that. I don't think he could. I don't think he could.
So it was a stamp. They could have literally approved this vaccine. And when can we start getting it? Last summer. They could have approved this vaccine last summer.
Like December last year, I think that's when it
started.
Right.
They could have approved it then because it was only a stamp. It's a wait. Okay, go ahead and approve it. But you cannot not approve it. And you got the president of the United States of America on TV telling people, get your vaccination, get your
Right.
vaccination,
Right.
get your vaccination. So, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. And I am vaccinated, but I'm saying they are violating some constitutional rights. And we will see these cases for the next 10 to 20 years about things that have happened because you're trying to force people into a vaccine, right? You're literally trying to force them into it, even though some people are playing it cool, saying, "Hey, okay, some school systems you ain't got to get the vaccine, but if you don't get the vaccine, you just got to test every 3 days. You got to take a test every day." Now insurance companies are coming out and saying, "Hey, if you're not vaccinated, your premium going up." Man, you as a constitutional right, you have the right to refuse health care. You can say, you know what, you can go to the hospital and they can say, hey, you need a surgery. You say, you know what, I ain't getting no damn surgery. I'm out. Cops can't come and arrest you. Can't do nothing but
That
send you a bill.
right.
Cops
That,
can't
that
arrest you. You can refuse it, man. You can say, you know what, I'm out. I'm not doing this. I don't want y'all to do it. You know what, you can say, hey, when the ambulance come to get you, man, I ain't taking that $800 ride. I drive my own self to the hospital. You can refuse the health care and all that stuff, man. We're almost, all I'm saying is we're almost infringing on I'm not even gonna say almost. We're kind of infringing on constitutional rights. And I've had this conversation with some colleagues who agree with me. I mean, it could be needed, and the only thing the government may be able to stand behind is this is a pandemic, probably the first one of our lifetime, maybe the only one of our lifetime. But some of the stuff that they doing, man, is not constitutional, bro. I'm telling you. You still, even in the midst of a pandemic, you got rights. You got
I,
rights. Even
I
that, when I go to court now, maybe I can't go inside the court, but within 96 hours, they got to let my clients see a judge. I don't care if it be Zoom, FaceTime, two cans and a string. They got to get before a judge. You know why? Because that's his constitutional rights. And if you don't do it, then I'm going to attack the prosecution and everybody else who's infringed on his rights. But now we saying kind of, oh, well, with COVID, let's force this guy. You can't do that, man. You can't do
well,
that.
well, I get what you're saying to a certain extent, but I think the thing that happens with human beings and with society and things like that is one key word that comes about that's always prevalent, no matter what happens. It's called evolution, and evolution can reside in science as well as in law as well as in just standard humanity, right? So
Constitution don't change, bro. And it ain't changed since they wrote it.
right, but a caveat with the Constitution is you and I can both agree the Constitution, although it's a very ironclad piece of document. It's a document. It's very ironclad. It's got some things in it that allows loopholes and things of that nature and all that. It's a very robust document. But at the end of the day, um, I don't know if you ever read or looked into the pandemic of like the smallpox or the Spanish flu or polio or things of that nature. Those particular diseases or conditions were eradicated as a result of vaccines, of science. And for
Okay.
me, I ride the wave of science every fucking day. That's the paramount thing I ride. I ride science every fucking day. Because for you and I to be able to do this show the way we do it, as opposed to sitting beside each other and recording and sitting out another way, all this right here is because of science and technology. You know what I'm saying? I think people believe in science when it's convenient for them. But when somebody tells them that science and technology of- infringes upon their rights, I understand what you're saying. I do get that. But I think when you're talking the health and welfare of human beings, sometimes you have to take a step back and look at the totality of the information that's being presented to you and understand this is this is basically life and death. It could be life and death. And I know there's a lot of internet guys out there that say this hocus pocus and all that. I get all of that, bro. I really do. But if you don't have the wherewithal and the scientific know-how to have a intelligent conversation about motherfuckers that do it every day, shut the fuck up. I mean, I'm keeping it 100 with you, bro, because I understand that, but if you don't want to take it, man, that's on you. But
Oh, I agree. I
right.
agree.
So if you don't, so here's why I say, if you don't want to take it, The same way you sign up for insurance and all that, you just sign up and say, listen, you the last on the list when it comes to getting your ass treated. You just gonna wait till everybody else get treated before we come to your ass, because people people are dying for something, whatever they want to call it, whether it's COVID or whatever they want to call it. These numbers don't lie. Numbers don't
Right.
lie.
And
Motherfuckers
I,
lie.
and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't take it. Like I said a few times before, I'm vaccinated. I'm just saying we will see a lot of blowback from this in the years to come. I mean, so much so that COVID-19 will probably become a practice area in law, because there are people who will be wanting to sue all of these people, insurance companies, and I think insurance companies are a ripoff. I mean, quite frankly,
Yeah, I do too.
but we'll see. We'll see a lot of blowback from this stuff, and I'm not saying who's right or wrong. And there has been debate over whether this is constitutional or not. I haven't done all the research, but what I'm saying is, on its face, I mean, but you have some exclusions when it comes to a pandemic, and like you said, the numbers and all of this stuff. But there'll be things that that we get from this. I mean, think about it right here. Just to segue into this, the eviction moratorium, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Supreme Court just this week just came back and said, you know what? That shit ain't right. Y'all can't do that. It's over. The moratorium is over. You can evict now. You could last week at this time, you couldn't evict. They had to fill out some form. We can stay, blah, blah, blah. Now Supreme Court said, hey, you know what? That shit's over. Why? It's unconstitutional. They had no right to do that. It was never right to begin with. You could have never did this. And what you got to realize is
never right to evict somebody, or never right to not.
You could not evict people. So from when COVID started, some people haven't paid rent at all. Some people haven't been able to. Some people have just said, hey, I'm not going to pay because I have this in place. So there's a simple form that people had to fill out, basically attesting to say, hey, I was affected by COVID-19. I'm not able to make my rent payments, blah, blah, blah. And if that was the case, then there was a moratorium. The moratorium ended, I think, in July. And then in July, President Biden extended it to October 3rd. So now it doesn't really hurt the big apartment complex, right? Doesn't hurt them because they got some money and they probably got all the federal grants and shit that you could get. But for the small guy who owns 3 houses and he has 3 tenants who ain't paid no rent in 16 months, it hurts him, right? So he might have to file his own moratorium because so he get no rent money. Right. So that just ended, and that ended because the Supreme Court said, nah, that's unconstitutional, man. So a lot of these issues, you can skate around. America's just like that. Our justice system is just like that until you get to the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court say, hey, nah, that ain't right. And those are Supreme Court is who we say these are the 9 brightest legal minds that we have in America, and they gonna make the decision for us.
I understand all of that, but I do have to disagree with something you said. Well, not disagree with. I have to throw something. I'm a caveated guy. I'm filled with caveats. And I'm gonna have to throw a caveat. Just this past week, Afghanistan, which we've been there for 20-something plus years, right? You saw the madhouse of those people, those refugees are trying to get out of there, along with the American ambassadors or whatever that's all over there. But the military planes were filled with citizens from Afghanistan or wherever that area is over there, and they brought them to the U.S. Those individuals free housing. And I don't know if you
they get free housing.
I don't know if you noticed this though, but the Airbnb, they're gonna be giving the refugees free housing.
Right.
And my problem is, I don't have a problem with with humanitarianism. I don't. I think as human beings, no matter the borders we are, we have to take care of each other. I really do believe that. But I do have a problem with this. If you're going to give those individuals free housing and free shelter and all of that, and you throw an American who no fault of their own lost their job and whatever and can't pay their mortgage or whatever, and you throw them on their ass out in the streets, I have a problem with that because in order to get that home you were in or get that apartment you were in or get wherever you was living in, in order to get that, you had to have some sound employment. And if you lose that employment or that employment is drastically affected as a result of something beyond your control and you can't pay your bills or you can't even go to work. Damn, you
Right.
can't pay your bill. You can't even go to work. And someone's going to come along and say, listen, I get all of that, but we're going to throw your ass out any damn way. To me,
Right.
that is some bullshit.
Well,
But you're
and
going to give other people
I agree with you, and to bring it home more, not only do I agree with you, but my office is with a 12-minute walk from the White House, and anytime I walk out of my office in the evening, I'm dodging homeless people who are sleeping on the sidewalk in our nation's capital of Washington D.C.
Right.
And probably if I count it, I'm probably going to pass 20 to 30 homeless people on the way from my office, right, just on 12th Street in Washington, D.C., to the White House. I'm going to probably pass 20 to 30 that are asleep, another 10 that are up asking for money, right? So that's a bigger problem.
Let me ask you a question.
We had to have a show on that.
Let me ask you a question. So
Okay.
when you see homeless people out in the street like that, do you give and ask you for money? Do you give them money?
Sometimes I will. If I got loose cash on me, yeah. Sometimes I will.
You know, anytime I see a homeless person and they ask me for money, I always give it to them. Every time. You know why?
Why?
This is gonna sound stupid to you and sound crazy to a lot of people that out there. But you know why I give money to homeless people? I truly believe that those homeless people are angels. This is this is what I truly I think they're like angels. Or they're workers for God. And here's why I say that. So a lot of times when people bypass homeless people, like, oh man, I ain't got no money or whatever, just like whatever. But you go home and you pray for God to give you something. You pray for something. But you walk past somebody. Sometimes I think it's a test from God. Just to see, I gave you something. Will you give it? Will you be selfless and give it to somebody else? So I don't give it just because of that. I give it because, that could be me, or that could who knows. You know what I'm saying? I give it to him. Or I say, you need some food or something like that. Whatever I have in my pocket, I always give it to him. If I don't have cash on me, I say, you want something to eat? And we go in there and get something to eat or whatever. I give it to him. Because I know for me, God knows I know for me, I've been a blessed motherfucker, bro. I gotta say it. I gotta say, I've been a blessed motherfucker. Just when me stepping out on my own and say, listen, I want to do something, I want to rock whatever. And before I took my big step in whatever I did, I always pray, say, listen, just whatever. But I always look back and say, listen, in order for me to actually pray for something or just be in one with God or whatever, I gotta look out for my fellow man as best I can. Now, you can't help everybody. But when I see people when I see homeless people getting tossed out on the street, when people getting tossed out on the street because of this whole COVID deal and all of this and all of that, it breaks my heart. Because I think one of the worst things you can do is throw somebody out in the street for something that they had no control over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I understand about the Supreme Court and things of that nature. I understand about these people that got these homes and all of that, whatever. But when you throw somebody out, who's coming behind them to pay that? No one. Really no one. So all you're doing is throwing them out and it's going to be vacant anyway. You're not getting nothing anyway. Essentially, you're not getting nothing anyway, so why throw them out? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Get something from them.
I think I would agree but disagree, because I think that well, first, before you keep going, a lot of people asking what kind of cigar you smoking. What you smoking tonight, bro?
I don't know. I took the wrap off. I'm sorry. I took the wrap off. But I am going to smoke this later on, though. Hey man, I don't do drug testing. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Fuck
Okay, so here's my issue, my question. So I spent a lot of time between North Carolina and Washington. In North Carolina, in the RTP area, Raleigh Durham. They call it Raleigh Durham now. It's two different places, Raleigh and Durham, but we call it RDU.
Salute. I love it.
So now, we have Apple coming to Raleigh Durham, right? They're opening a big campus, but it's not like a factory. It's like, 6-figure jobs at Apple, man. So now the housing in Raleigh Durham is almost unattainable unless you can pay, $1,400, $1,500, $1,600 a month. Right. A lot of people can't pay that, right? So just like they did in DC a few years ago, when now, and a lot of my people from DMV can attest to this, when you go through Southeast DC, it's not Southeast DC like you remember Southeast DC. And there's a few little areas in DC, but for the most part, a lot of these people have been moved out of DC and they've been moved to counties in Maryland or counties in Virginia or somewhere out of the District of Columbia, which I think is the same thing that's happening in Raleigh Durham. I don't know what area it's going to be, but what I do know is people are coming in paying 2, 3, 4, 5 times what the previous person was paying. So when you say what you said about who's coming next, I think some of these areas of the country, they got people coming next, and they do want your ass out because you can't pay this $900 because they're going to come in and they're going to charge somebody 23, 24, 25. And it's capital. It's a capitalistic society. I understand. Exactly. I don't think it's fair. And what I see is when people, and just jumping on your conspiracy theories, what I don't think is fair is when people are celebrating these large companies coming. Oh man, they're gonna bring this many jobs to RDU. What's gonna happen to the other people? What's gonna happen to the person who doesn't have a degree from an ACC school in computer technology? Why are we celebrating this, man? All you're doing is getting rid of, man. We both went to Shaw University. A lot of our listeners went to Shaw University. If you haven't been around the area of Shaw University lately, please go. Please go. Because the only thing in the area where Shaw is that looks like Shaw is Shaw. That's it. Well, bro, I'm telling you gotta go. You gotta look. This gentrification is real, and we celebrating all this. Oh man, it's gonna be jobs. Ain't no jobs for your ass. It is some jobs, but it's jobs for people coming from LA. Man, it's happening all over the country, man. They calling in some part of Idaho, they calling Little LA because the people from LA are taking it over. Man, it's happening all over the country, bro.
I understand what you're saying. But again, the key word I talked about earlier today is called evolution, right?
That ain't evolution.
It is in fact evolution. It is.
No.
It is in fact evolution. I think we put that word gentrification on everything, and it's not valid in certain aspects of life. For example, when these companies come in, and we know what the world is going to. We know how the world is changing.
No, we know. Everybody don't know.
Hear me out on this. We know where the world is going to. We know how the world is changing. You have to, and I don't like telling people what to do, but I'm going to tell everybody who's listening, you have to adapt. You have to adapt to what the world is, right?
Everybody can adapt.
You most fucking can adapt, bro.
Let me ask you a question.
Let me say this right here. You most definitely can adapt, Si. You're one of the most intelligent guys I've known on this earth, bro. Real talk. I ain't trying to bullshit. You one of the most, and let me tell you why I think you're intelligent. From where I met you to where you are now, you are the same person in terms of heart and whatever. But what you have evolved to being, dude, bro, come on, bro. You a badass attorney, bro. When I was up in that room chilling and you eating pizza out of a fucking Oldsmobile, You know what I'm saying? And- you know what I'm saying? You selling, you selling piece out of fucking Oldsmobile, bro. And you would come back with pennies in your hand. But what thing you did not do was you did not settle and say, fuck that. This is all I got, blah, blah, blah. You evolve, my man. You evolve. You realize, like, yo, there's something out there greater for me. And the way the world works is everybody can't be rich.
Right.
Everybody can't be entrepreneurs. There has to be people out there for me to hire to do these t-shirts and do these things that I do, the companies I run or whatever. There has to be people out there for me to hire in order to help do other things. So if everybody was an entrepreneur and everybody was a CEO or whatever you want to fucking call it, our economy would fucking crash. So and there's gentrification going on. I do get that. But everything that evolves or changes is not a bad thing. We have to evolve or change with it. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, we was in carts and buggies some 120 years ago. But that evolved into something else to getting cars and all of that, and people got jobs and they got the skills required to get those jobs. You have to make yourself marketable in order to get those jobs. Just because they well, shit, whatever, they will hire you if you have those skills. You have to attain those skills. You know what I'm saying? It's not a racist thing when somebody a company comes in and says, listen, we're going to put 5,000 jobs in here. One of those 5,000 jobs you do qualify for. And there's some that you don't qualify for. But the ones that you want, make that job attainable for you.
Well, I wouldn't even say it's racist. I would say it's more of I wouldn't even call it classist, but it's almost a classist situation to where some of these people just are, bro, have you seen what's going on in Austin, Texas? It's the same thing. Now, teachers in Austin, Texas really can't afford to live. So it's not racist, black, white, green. It's the color is green. The color is green because what I'm saying is this place where you were able to, this neighborhood where you were able to go and pay $800 a month in rent. Now that rent is $2,000 a month and you can't afford it because in probably 80% of these places in America, 80% of the cities and the major cities in America, if you make, well, first of all, if you make just minimum wage, you're gonna be way below the poverty line. But so if you got a family and you got a father making $10, $15 an hour, a mother making $10, $15 an hour, all you can pay is rent. It's the only thing you can pay. You can't pay nothing else. And I'm not saying it's black, white, or whatever. I'm saying the color is green, and that's what these companies are coming in. And if you're coming in, all I would say is, why aren't you coming in and saying, you know what, this is what we're going to do for this neighborhood. This is what we're going to do for the city, other than bringing these jobs who you're really not helping the city because the people attaining the jobs are coming from somewhere else. They're not even from the city, bro. They're not even from the city. And if it ain't happening in your city, do yourself a favor. Go buy you a cheap house and wait to resell it. Because if it ain't happening in your city, it's coming pretty soon. I guarantee you. Because they're running out of places.
I understand what you're saying. I do get that. But I think we all have to pause at and understand it. I do. I do. As a business owner, the one thing I do try to, and even the pandemic has taught me a valuable lesson in terms of how I run business, is like, listen, we have to evolve with the time, with the way the world is going. And for me, um, anybody I do business with, I want us to evolve as in terms of our business relationship or whatever. I think we have to evolve. And if there's a company coming in like Apple or what have you we have to educate ourselves enough to say, listen, this is the way the world is going. If we all stay stagnant in what we do right now, if we all stay stagnant, the world is going to eat us up. It's going to chew us up and spit us the fuck out. You have to have some skill out here that keeps you moving. Of those 5,000 jobs you just spoke about, all of those jobs will require, excuse my language, somebody under them to keep them functional. Like whether there's a lawn guy, a lawn company out there, whether there's a janitorial service out there, mechanic service out there, a plumbing service out there. All this influx of jobs, we understand what the base of it is. All this all technology, right? But those people still have to live and function as human beings, which requires service jobs. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna bring a certain threshold of living with them, right? It's gonna be a certain aspect of gentrification with that. I get that, but I think that at the same time we must evolve to say, listen, if there's 5,000 people coming in, how can I service those 5,000? What would those 5,000 more people that's coming into our area really need? What can I do as a business owner to service those 5,000 people? Because not only when those, you know what I'm saying, that's the thing I try to think of. When something changes, how can I service those people? What can I give those people that they don't already have, or do it better than they're already getting?
That's because you're an entrepreneur, bro. That's what you do. Like that's what you do. Like, everybody don't think like that. Everybody can't think like that.
Right. I don't want everybody to think like that. I don't want everybody to think like that. As an entrepreneur, I don't want everybody to think like me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I need people to work for me.
Right.
I'm keeping it real. I need people to work for me. As bad as what I'm going to say says, you need people to break the law.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People that mechanics, they need cars to fucking break the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? We all need something to keep us going. So we have to find our niche in this world. We are not technical. We're all not tech savvy people. We're not. But we all have to maneuver through this world and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Change is not a bad thing. It's not always good. It's not always positive, but it's not always bad either. You know what I'm saying? So I think when these jobs are coming in, and you said something, you had a valid point. Like, what are they going to do for the community? And I think a lot of these people, a lot of these companies like Apple, Amazon, things like that, they do offer, they offer programs for small time entrepreneurs to get involved with their company to be entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think change is a bad thing. I think it's a scary thing sometimes, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I enjoy change. I enjoy change, bro. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy change. I'm not the same motherfucker, man. Shit, man. Yo, what if everybody went great? What if everybody found Jesus? You would be homeless. Shit, man.
Nah, because I start representing people on these COVID cases. Because they coming.
Oh God, this guy and Fauci. You know what I'm saying? But listen, but there's so many jobs out there right now. Like I was driving past McDonald's the other day, and not even McDonald's. There's so many jobs. McDonald's is offering upwards of $20 an hour. Captain D's is offering upwards of $20 an hour for people to come and work for them. You know what I'm saying? There's so many jobs out there available for people, but people just don't want to take them. You know what I'm saying? But if you got to eat, man, you got to eat, bro. You know what I'm saying? If all went to shit for me, I would do whatever I have to do to get this shit right again. I don't give a fuck. That's just me. There's no shame in what I do, bro. If it all went to shit tonight, tomorrow morning I'll be down at Hoochie Burger or whatever, tiring to get me a job. That's just me. I don't give a fuck. I really don't, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That just me. But there's so many jobs out here. And people are missing the boat on that. They're like, oh, well, the people coming in and taking over and all that. But there's so many jobs out here. There's so many. There's no reason to be out here broke right now. There's no reason. No reason at all.
Right. I agree. It's a lot of jobs. You know, everybody needs help, which is it's totally. You can see that from the wait when you do go to fast food or when you go to a restaurant. Everybody needs help. But, you know, I read something else interesting, man. So Bojangles, you know, it's a chicken place.
Those biscuits. They're delicious.
We know you don't eat the meat.
They're delicious. They're delicious.
It's a chicken place in North Carolina. Anyway, so this article says that Bojangles is closing on August 30th and September 13th to give their employees a break because of work-related stress and just burnout, I guess, because you're working everybody. But check this out. This shit is unpaid, man. I mean, this is the shit I'm talking about. Like this is what I'm talking about, man. And I'm an underdog guy, man. I'm an underdog guy. And I want somebody to fight for the little people, man. You know what I'm saying? I really do. So you basically making these people take a day off.
No, that's not. I know what you're talking. I know the article you're talking about. They're not making people take a day off.
How you can't work? They closed.
No. They're only closing for one fucking day, Si.
No, it's 2 days. It's August 30th and September 13th.
Right. Those days are stagnant. You look at it, they're stagnant with
that. If they get paid every 2 weeks, that's a check. Okay, well that's 1 day off a week. 1 day. That's 1 day off of your check a week, bro. Why you can't just pay the people? You sell enough chicken. The line always wrapped behind the building, around the building. You can't just pay the people.
No, that's business, bro. The art of business is this. The art of business is this. You want to take in more than you put the fuck out. Okay?
No shit. You serious? Bro, Bojangles can pay. If they can't pay the people, why not give them some incentive? Give them a free meal that day.
You have a fucking job. That's incentive.
It's closed. No, we just talked about that, bro. No, man. Come on.
Yo, we can't give America away. Let me say this. I have to say this, and this is gonna piss some people off. Yo, we cannot give America away. What I mean by that is let me tell you something. There's no reason for anybody to be broke nowadays.
Not right now. Jobs everywhere.
Fucking ever. There's no reason to be broke at all right now. Right now, this is the best I've ever done since I've been an entrepreneur. Ever. And part of that is I evolved and understand, like, okay, this don't work anymore. This works now, this whatever. I ride that wave. You know what I'm saying? I get around people and I understand how the wave works. And I don't work hard. I work smart. You know what I'm saying? So if you're, and a lot of times of those jobs that are out there, those are for young folks, right? Those are for young folks. But sometimes there are older folks who do have those jobs at fast food places and things like that.
Right. Yeah.
But why would you just have one? Why would you just have one job?
Maybe you got kids.
When I was a kid, dude, I stayed in my fucking house probably 12 hours a day unsupervised. I was unsupervised for most of my life. I mean,
it's coming out now.
Yeah.
It's coming out now.
Dude, let me tell you something, man. Yo, man, I was raised by my older brother and my sisters for the most part. Because my mom was out there busting her ass because she knew what she had to do. Like, I think everybody here's the thing. People, let me count to 10 really quick. Give me a second.
Just don't say it.
Fuck it. What I'm going to say right now is this. I have to say this because this is what I truly fucking feel. Right? Everybody think they got terms of, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. Oh, why are you making me do this? Yo, when I was a kid, I was working since I was 13 years old. I enjoy that. I enjoy the aspect of me earning my own dollar. To this day right now, I enjoy the aspect of earning a dollar. No one owes me shit. My mother always told me that. No one owes you shit, bro. When I left for college, you know what my mother told me, bro? I think I told you this, but I told my daughter this, but I'm gonna tell everybody this. When I left for college, my mother didn't even look at me. She was washing dishes or whatever, and she left a sandwich on the table for me. And she inside that sandwich, it had like 20. I didn't know that it had $20 in there until I got halfway down the road because I drove myself to college.
Mm-hmm.
And she never looked at me. She was washing dishes. I never forget this day ever. She said, I said, well, Mom, I'm about to head out. She never looked at me. She said, don't ever come back.
Oh,
Whatever you
wow.
do, don't quit, but don't come back here. And that always stuck in me. It's like, yo, fuck that. Whatever it takes to keep this train rolling. It's been days I didn't have shit. I don't mind saying that because I got shit now. But it was days I didn't have shit. But I always kept it in my mind, like, yo, my mom's knew. People like her generation and people after her and all that always knew no one owes you shit. This world's gonna give you what you put into it. Right. And I know things happen to people. God knows I know things happen to people. Things happen to me. But what you do as a result of that shows what type of mental you are. You have to,
For
you know
sure.
what I'm saying?
For sure.
I slammed into many walls. Things I've tried to do didn't work. It didn't work. And the days I realized it didn't work, I'm like, okay, that shit didn't work. It wasn't because I didn't try. It wasn't because I didn't put the effort into it and gave excuses of what the world owed me. The world owed me a motherfucking thing. The only thing I owe this world is to make sure my two daughters don't have to do the shit I did. I make sure
Sure.
they have everything they need to be successful. Now, what they do with that, I make sure whatever. But at the end of the day, to get to this point right here, I had to bust my ass. The
Oh,
world
yeah.
didn't owe me shit. You know what I'm saying? I made a lot of mistakes, bro. I really did. But I don't want everybody to think that you have to stop when something don't work out for you. Fuck what everybody thinks, man. You think I give a fuck of what people think about me and what I do and what? Man,
It's pretty obvious you don't.
I don't give a fuck because I believe in myself. I believe in the products that I put out, and they fucking work. You know what I'm saying, Si? It's like, yo, sometimes we get caught up in the fact that the world owes us something, and we hop and say, oh well, I got fucking rights. I got rights, and you owe me this, and yeah, they do. They owe you to treat you like a human being, to be respectful for you. But that's about it.
Yeah.
Nobody owes you fucking shit, bro.
That's a problem. A lot of times we as Americans confuse privileges and rights. A lot of times it's a privilege to do something, but not a right. So sometimes we don't understand that. And the more we do understand that or learn that, you understand, hey, it's privileges and rights. But a lot of the stuff comes from keyword you just said, which is change. A lot of people don't want to make change. A lot of people are really, really scared of change. You even more than I, you are have the entrepreneurial spirit even more. So that's just a different type thing. I think we lost Sean just for a second.